Hi, it's the two Marks here from Action Coach. We'd like to give you 3 survive and thrive tips for you and your business. And the topic of this movie is be ready.
Absolutely. So tip number 1 is, everything in business is cyclical. We're going through some tough times at the moment, but we've just come out of some very good times. And although we're going through the tough times right now, they will come to an end and the good times will come back. So tip number 1 is be ready for the good times. 2 ways that you can do that. The first one is continue to invest in your marketing, and do consider that as an investment, not a cost. So because at a time when marketing is cheap, people will remember you. So and that's a great way to lay foundations for when the good times come back. The other thing that you can do in terms of preparing for the good times is investing in systems and processes. So make sure that you're systematizing, if it's not already. Have good systems to be able to run your business going forwards. You may be losing people right now. Those people that you're losing, if you haven't got good systems or processes right now, are carrying in their heads the way to do their jobs for you. So let's make sure that before you let them go, that you've got documented the systems and processes that you need to run your business. So tip number 1, prepare for the good times.
Tip number 2 is to be ready is to be ahead. So be ahead of where you're at and be ahead of what it's going to look like as we start to emerge into better times. For example, draft training plans, draft recruitment plans, schematics of the way the business might look, which markets are we going to target, let's say in a year or 2 years' time. This is medium to longer term thinking and planning, not detailed planning, but setting broader, longer term targets and writing down and noting down what needs to be in place to make those targets work. If you think ahead, you'll be ahead, so that as we start to emerge, you'll begin to grow quicker and faster than the competition are growing, because you've thought it through and you know what to put in place. I'd echo what Mark says, as many processes documented as you can, as much marketing as you can, and training plans ready to go, so that as we grow, then we are ahead. That's tip number 2.
Good, thanks Mark. And tip number 3, easy thing to say, hard thing to do. Be positive, right? The good times will come back. Another way to frame that though is to look for wins. Okay?
Yeah,
so if you've got 3 priorities that you need to deliver every day, go and make sure you deliver those priorities. Those priorities will build confidence. Okay? From that confidence will come wins, and from the wins will come momentum. All right, so that momentum will then enable you to kind of ride the wave to a good place and will carry you through. So easy to say, hard to do in terms of think positive, but break it down into bite-sized chunks. So tip number 3, think positive.
And just to summarize, there's a well-known author you may have come across called Stephen Covey, 7 Habits, very, very classic. And one of the predominant themes of that book is start with the end in mind. And even in tough times, think about where you eventually want to end up, and then we'll be ready to reach that. So thank you for watching. We're Mark and Mark from Action Coach, and that was 3 tips to survive and thrive.